We're joined here by Calvin's John Ellis, who just finished up his junior year at Calvin University. And John, one of two Calvin distance runners named to the CoSIDA Academic All-America program. His teammate Tyler Johnson named a second team Academic All-American, and you, John, named to the Academic All-America first team. Just your thoughts on receiving this honor?
Yeah, I mean, it was honestly a big surprise for me. I did not think that I was going to be named to the first team. It's really such an honor. Um, yeah, it's just an honor and a joy to be given an award just for doing something that I love.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I really enjoy running. I enjoy school, and I just can't believe that there's an award out there that you get just for doing something like that. It's cool.
Yeah,
It's really an honor.
absolutely. Well, let's talk a little bit about how you came to Calvin. You're from the Baltimore area.
Yeah.
And I think I might know your high school coach, so maybe that had a little something to do with it. But just tell us how you decided on coming to Calvin and came from the East to the Midwest.
Right. So it's actually quite simple. My girlfriend at the time went to Calvin before me, and I followed her here. She was on the team,
Okay.
and now we're married. So yeah, it worked out well. That was basically the reason why I came. I also loved the cross country team. I loved the academics. I thought it was going to be a great fit for me, and it really has been. Um, so yeah, everything's just really working out. I love the team. Love my coaches. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your running career. It seems like each and every year you've gotten a little bit better. You keep adding another component or another gear, as Coach Deemer would like to say, to your toolbox or your repertoire. How have you progressed over the years? What have you learned from your freshman year now to just this past junior year? How have you been able to improve? And perhaps what have you learned from coaches, from teammates, that type of thing?
I think one of the biggest things that I've learned is just to give my best with what God gives me on a day. That applies to pretty much all aspects of life, in terms of running, in terms of academics. Like all I can do is bring my best. I don't I try my best not to get down on myself for a lot of uncontrollable factors, um, and really just try to do everything I can to get the most out of myself. So that's something that our coaches really have drilled into us and want us to learn. I think from this program is just bringing the best that we can on every day. Um, yeah, I'd say one other thing that comes to mind is just trying to be as consistent as possible. Running is a sport that can have a lot of ups and downs, but trying to get that consistency in both training and then also racing, I think that has really helped me to improve over the years.
Sure. Well, in the fall, you were named the MIAA's most valuable cross country runner. And then you added, went two for two. You were the MIAA's most valuable indoor track and field. Well, track runner, they actually have an MVP field athlete and an MVP track athlete. So you had the MVP for track running. Let's first talk about cross country. You had a really successful season, culminating by taking 18th place at the national meet, All America spot. You had to feel pretty good about what you did individually. I know as a team, you guys did some good things. Talked to Tyler a little bit about that yesterday. But as you reflect on the cross country season, what do you see in your rearview mirror right now?
I think that the biggest takeaway that I have from that season, that cross country season, is how important it is to have like great people encouraging you around you. Because I did not think that it was possible at all for me to achieve what I was able to at the national meet. But having teammates and having Coach Deemer and Al just encouraging me all the time and believing in me, I think that's what helped me get some success. And that's something that I'll definitely take into the future, especially as now we're going into a new season where I'm a senior and we have freshmen. I'll take that into account when I'm trying to bring those freshmen like into the program, knowing that encouragement is just so valuable.
So how do you go from one? I asked Tyler the same question, but you go from cross country to indoor to outdoor. And this past year you didn't have outdoor, but it's 3 successive sports seasons in a row, and you get teeny little breaks in between, but not a lot. Is that a challenge? Is it something that you actually kind of like to give you that rhythm? How do you go pretty much from August all the way into May and keep it going the whole way through?
Yeah, I think it's something that I really like. We do get 2 weeks off between cross country and indoor track, which is nice to have after that long season. But just being able to be consistent all the time with training, not really taking those breaks, does help to get into a rhythm and to see, I think, consistent improvement.
Sure. Moving over to the academic side, you're a computer science major and you got a couple of academic minors. Talk about why you chose computer science and some of the minors that are going along with that, and perhaps some of the academic work that you've been doing. I think maybe you've been doing a little bit of research or some work on the side. So just take me through that process.
Yeah. So originally, when I was coming into Calvin, I wanted to be a chemistry major, but I took AP chemistry my senior year of high school, and didn't seem to like the practical application quite as much. So I wasn't sure I wanted to go into that as a career. So I just had a friend who told me about like a programming class that he was taking. Really enjoyed what he was telling me about it. So I just decided to go all out and switch to computer science when I was going to college, start that track. And since then, I've just loved it. I really like the amount of problem solving I do. I just really like that kind of thinking. So that's why I think I chose computer science. Kept chemistry as a minor because it's still something that I enjoy, just wouldn't necessarily want to do that as a career.
You have any thoughts on what you'd like to do in a career down the road, or are you still kind of figuring that one out right now?
Still figuring it out to some extent. I want to be some kind of software developer, but in terms of the specifics, I don't really know like exactly what field of software development I would want to go into.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're in the summer season now, officially in summer. I suspect you're doing some running still. We just got through a really warm week here in West Michigan. How do you go about through the summer doing your summer training and just trying to stay up on your running? And I guess knowing the distance side that I've been familiar with over the years, you're trying to build that base. So not to try to give too much away, but trying to build that base to get you ready for an upcoming season. Tell me what you're doing here in the summer.
I think our coaches tell us that it's all about a slow build. Just being cautious, making sure we're not making big jumps in training and getting hurt. So I've really tried to focus on getting really good miles in, but making sure it's that slow build up, not doing workouts that are so intense that I'm burned out once the season comes around, especially with the situation this year. Training started like a little bit earlier for cross country, so it's even more important to make sure we get that slow build because the end goal of the summer training is in November. So it's just the approach is all about just being slow, gradual, and not burning out early in the season.
Sounds good. Well, we want to congratulate you again for being named an academic All-American, one of a number now of Calvin distance runners that have received that honor, and certainly glad and proud to see you be included in that group. And want to wish you all the best as you get ready for an upcoming year.
Thank you so much.
All right, very good. Congratulations once again.
Thanks.